The family of a missing Marine veteran desperate to find him, hoping someone can help bring him home. Michelle Nix just talked to his daughter. She's live tonight with the breaking details. Michelle.
Good evening, Jim. A local family and Brook Park police wanting the community's help tonight. They want to know, have you seen this man, 74-year-old Timothy Guzzo? Now, he has been missing since Wednesday afternoon when he left in his bluish-green Buick LeSabre on Wednesday. His family worried because he has a severe case of COPD. They are also worried that he may be somewhat confused because he hasn't been on some of his medication for at least 3 days. They believe that he has gone downtown somewhere in the city of Cleveland, and they're just hoping someone can help. Timothy Guzzo's 2 daughters, along with Brook Park police, have been searching for the 74-year-old man since Wednesday afternoon, when he drove his bluish-green Buick LeSabre from his home. His daughters say their dad got a letter to appear for jury duty in August and was concerned about it. They believe he was headed to the Justice Center and have recently learned he did make it to that area and was last spotted on Orange Avenue headed west. But they say there's been no activity on his bank account, and they are worried if he's still driving and lost or if he has parked the car and set out on foot.
He doesn't go farther than a 5-10 mile radius, maybe at the most. In the last 3 years, at least, he hasn't left his neighborhood, and we didn't know if he would even know how to get downtown anymore, but it appears that he did make it down there, but he didn't make it back. So we think he might be in Cleveland somewhere still.
He's a U.S. Marine. He was in Vietnam, so we're just hopeful that those survival skills will kick in and he's going to be okay.
They're also hoping that the community that he fought for in Vietnam will look out for him and call police. Call 911 if you see him. He stands 6'4", just over 200 pounds, brownish gray hair and brown eyes. Reporting live in Brook Park, Michelle Nix, 19 News.